This Bollywood movie has redefined action films in Indian cinema. How did they do it? Let's talk about it. Hello guys, I'm Nona. Today I'm talking about the latest Hindi film, Kill, directed by Nikhil Bhat. Now it's interesting to note the producers who have backed this film. It's a combo of Dharma Productions by Karan Johar and Sikya Entertainment by Guneet Monga, the Oscar lady of India, who has received 2 Oscars as a producer. This combination itself is so unique, backing a film like this, just called the most violent Indian film, and after watching it, I may agree. Now even before its release, Hollywood has bought the remake rights for it, and it's by none other than the director of John Wick. That itself is the biggest compliment the film could get. Now you may argue, why do you need validation from the West? But honestly, this director Chad Stahelski, he redefined action genre in the world with his films, and him wanting to remake this film shows that there's something unique in it. So what is that? Let's talk about it, but before that, spoiler alert. Not major but minor spoilers. Not that this film is about spoilers, it's about experiencing it, but actually there are some spoilers, so I'll not get into that, but minor spoiler. But if you have seen the movie, then only continue watching. If not, go watch the hell out of it. Best action film of the year, no doubt. This film makes so many great choices, be it the screenplay, be it the casting, be it the action design, but what makes it all work is point number 1, they cut out the fluff. They waste no time getting into the narrative. The first 5 minutes establish the hero, the villain, what's at stake, and we just get into the train and it's on, and it doesn't stop until the credits. And on the way in the interval, there is no unnecessary setup, no extra song to emphasize on the love story, no unnecessary additional characters. People who are needed for this narrative, only they are present. We all know if there was a big actor in this film, there would have been extra song, a remix, a whole dance sequence which will be used for the promotions, but this film is void of all of that. And because we are rid of all of this, the film gets time for point number 2, to induce logic. To make a slick action film, you need to have a movie logic, of course, but that logic needs to be flawless. If at any point something feels unconvincing, you are out of the film, and you don't need that for such a film, because then nothing happening on screen will matter to you. It will all feel like, oh, I'm just watching a movie. You need to feel that punch, that hit. All of it needs to make you uncomfortable watching it, and that only works if you're totally immersed. So it's clearly established our hero is from the army. He's an NSG commando, and we all know the training they go through. So all the action he commits, it all makes sense that why he can do it. What happens in most of our hero films? There's no actual explanation. Oh, he's a hero so he can do it. Or the emotions drive him. And that fits in those kind of films. But here you cannot rely on that. How a train journey happens. Of course, there is some creative liberty. Somewhere or the other you need to have that. But still it's very convincing. Even the villains, who are they? Why are they here? Just to get beat up by the hero? No. They have their own narrative. They have their own backstory, they have their own motivation, which brings to point number 3, the balance between hero and the villain. The film just nails it. We understand who the hero is, what he needs, what is his motivation, but we also get to see the villains. And I say villains, yes, because there are multiple of them. It's not just one bad guy and all others are henchmen. They all are related, they are family, they're different members. Even they feel pain, even they feel emotional. Of course they are doing the bad thing, but even they are humans, and that's what this film gets right. Most of the times villains are just reduced to just being one tone. They have nothing else to do in their life, just be evil. That's not the case here. And that's why, the fight works really well. The hero is as good as the villain. And the amount of time the film spends on the villains, I was like amazed. Like, they're literally heartfelt moments they have given the villains. You see them cry. Not just out of pain because the hero has hit them, but for losing their loved ones. We see them getting scared. We see them questioning their decisions. All of this makes everything in the film believable and also badass, because we see the cough of the hero in the villain. But also as audience, we have cough of the villains because what they can do. But when they get bloody nailed by the hero, you feel pumped. And that's because point number 4, every kill matters. What do we usually see? Hero comes in, he kicks down 10 people, then 20 people, then 30 and 40 and 100 and just keeps going on. But here that's not the case. Here there are limited people he needs to take down. And each one of them, it's not gonna be too easy. Yes, some people he'll take down very quickly, but some he needs to spend so much energy and time to take them down. And you see that struggle. The violence happens through the narrative, not over the narrative. In the beginning, we see restraint from a hero. His intention is not to kill them. But afterwards, when the stakes are the highest, the hero will not stop himself. He will go for the kill. And the film's build-up is so good that when the hero goes for the kill, you feel so satisfied. In the theater, there were few ladies sitting behind me and they were screaming in happiness watching those gruesome killings. Because watching the film, there's no other option. You need to take take them down. If not, bad things will happen. So when you want to do that and you see the hero doing that and you feel pumped. Always for such movies, this question about, is the film glorifying violence? Is all these gruesome scenes just for the shock value? But this film justifies all of it. And it does it because point number 5, it stays true to itself. You can see they have made the film very smartly. How they have introduced the characters, at what point, how will all of them come together on a train. All of that is crystal clear. And I like the fact that the film never tries to be something else. It doesn't try to follow any template. You feel like they'll follow some tropes which we have seen many times, but they don't do it. It just becomes so unpredictable. Any character can die anytime. There's no plot armor. And that's why you feel anxious throughout. There's tension. There are thrills. The film never over explains what's happening. There are no characters sitting on computer explaining what's gonna happen, how you're gonna save people. No, there's nothing like that. Everything is happen instantaneously. The villains are not just dumbasses. They are not just mindless muscles, just running from here and there and getting beaten up. Even the way they have devised a plan to rob this train, it's thoughtful. There are things planted in the narrative which you think you know how it will, come about. But at the moment where you think you know what's gonna happen, it doesn't happen. It takes a U-turn. And that makes the whole experience refreshing. The backing of the producers they got. Casting deserved and talented people for the film and not going for the A-list actor. Every decision is taken to make a great action film. And you love to see that, especially from Bollywood. So kudos to the whole team behind Kill. You have done a fabulous job and given us one of the most violent action film in the country. So this was a highly anticipated film of the year. But in this video, I talked about other films which are yet to come out this year, which are equally highly anticipated. Check it out. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and I will see you next time.